If you were a sports fan in the 1980s, it would have been impossible to not know about baseball cards. Though the hobby had been gaining in popularity since the Topps and Bowman years of the 1950s, the market exploded in the mid-80s. Hobby shops started opening up around the country thanks to a renewed interest in collecting cards, and helped by an influx of popular players like Cal Ripken, Don Mattingly, and Ken Griffey Jr. The exhilaration of opening packs of baseball cards, hoping to get your favorite player, swept the country as more and more kids added a visit to the local baseball card store to their busy agenda of after-school activities. Along with the increased demand, or perhaps in response to it, came an increase in supply, and not just because manufacturers printed more cards. The arrival of brands like Donruss, Score, and Upper Deck added more choices to the marketplace, giving baseball fans even more options on the shelves. By the late 80s, card buyers had no fewer than 5 brands to choose from when buying baseball cards. And none of it would have happened if one of those brands, Fleer, hadn't filed one of the biggest lawsuits in industry history 15 years earlier. The battle between Fleer and Topps goes back to at least the 1960s, though its roots are in the 50s after Topps bought out its rival Bowman and took over the market. The battle formally began in 1962 when Fleer filed a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission claiming that Topps was in violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act. Fleer said that Topps having exclusive contracts with MLB players and then selling those cards with gum was a monopoly, and the commission initially ruled in Fleer's favor, concluding that Topps Chewing Gum Inc. has monopolized the business of manufacturing, producing, and selling current baseball picture cards. But the commission reversed the decision soon after, saying that Topps was only in the gum business and that other companies like Fleer could package and sell baseball cards in other ways and with other products. But the truth was that every time a company tried to print and sell baseball cards with a product other than gum, Topps would sue, complaining it was violating their exclusive rights to that player or team. Fleer, which was based in Philadelphia and also the first gum company to operate in the United States, got tired of Topps pushing their weight around. They filed a lawsuit with federal courts in 1975, claiming again that Topps was a monopoly and that other companies deserved a legitimate shot at the baseball card market. Fleer had produced several basketball and football card sets in the past, but desperately wanted in on the baseball card market. That's because it was by far the most lucrative. But Fleer also knew that the key to that market was in selling cards with current players playing on their current teams. In 1959, Fleer produced a set of 80 Ted Williams cards that it paid a high price to obtain. The set didn't sell very well, and neither did their follow-up sets of Fleer Baseball Greats, a collection of retired baseball players from the early 20th century. Kids didn't want cards of important baseball figures like Judge Landis or old stars like Nap Lajoie. They wanted current stars like Mickey Mantle and Lou Brock and Pete Rose. So in 1975, Fleer sued Topps for violating antitrust laws. After some attempts by Topps to get the lawsuit dismissed, the case was finally decided on June 30th, 1980. In a landmark decision, the U.S. District Court in Pennsylvania ordered that Topps was permanently banned from entering into exclusive rights with Major League Baseball players, no matter what product they were sold with. Also, Topps was banned from trying to enforce any exclusivity rights using the court system. The court also ordered the MLB Players Association to grant licenses to Fleer and any other companies that wanted to start printing baseball cards. For Topps, this was a crucial blow to their money-printing baseball card empire, as they were now legally forced to share the market with other companies. For Fleer, this was exactly what they wanted, and they wasted no time getting to work. In 1981, Fleer released sets of baseball cards featuring all active players for the first time. Their sprawling 700-card sets featured all the big names at the time, and even the budding young stars like Cal Ripken Jr. and Rickey Henderson. But other companies were ready too. Donruss, which had been making entertainment trading cards since the 1950s, got into the baseball card game in '81 as well. As profits rolled in, more companies joined the market. Pinnacle introduced Score in 1988, and a small hobby shop in Anaheim started Upper Deck in 1989. But Topps kept fighting. They sued in 1982, claiming Fleer was unjustly enriched by the court's decision in 1980. They sued again in 83, saying that Fleer's product was a sham, and taking particular offense to Fleer's team logo stickers, which they said violated their exclusive rights with the league itself. But the damage had already been done. By the end of the decade, Fleer, Donruss, Pinnacle, and Upper Deck were established in the market. Topps' claim to the baseball card world was officially in question. Of course, it wouldn't always be that way. Almost all of the companies that emerged in the 80s, especially the smaller ones, disappeared when the baseball card market crashed in the wake of the junk wax era. Fleer was eventually acquired by Upper Deck, Donruss was purchased by Panini in 2009, and Pinnacle folded in 1998. So Fleer's battle with Topps, which resulted in a huge victory for Fleer in the 80s, ironically ended with Topps still on top of the baseball card world at the end of the day. But not before a revolution hit store shelves, changing the baseball card hobby forever.